Alrighty, I'm here on a business trip. I have to go to a trade show tomorrow, but my hotel is actually just 5 minutes away from Churchill Downs, and that's the place where they have the famous Kentucky Derby once a year. Right now it looks like as if there is a major construction going on. I'll try to show that to you, but you see they're building a lot with steel frames, so I'm not sure what they are building here, but it looks like a massive undertaking. Just look at the size of that huge crane and all the metalwork which is done here, which you can see here. And I have to be honest, I've just seen that on TV so far, and I always thought it's like further away from the city, from Louisville, but actually it is not. It's pretty close to the, well, whatever you want to call it, close to the city center. Here you see another big crane, pretty sure lifting all these steel beams here up and down, and that's kind of the parking lot. And always when I'm filming, you have that Harley Davidson giving us some extra sound, which is fine. So unfortunately we cannot go in there today because you see there is like a lot of stuff going on there, and I cannot even film there. It's even too high for me to reach, and I'm 6'5", but these gates are actually pretty high. So, but we maybe can walk around here a little bit, because I'm not sure where the main entrance is because I've never been here before. It just arrived a few minutes ago. Let's see. Okay, then here that reads Kentucky Derby Museum. Not sure if that still would be open or not, and I guess that's not an entrance. But what do we have a statue here, I guess for a famous jockey. So I'm not really into horse racing, so I have no clue. But if there is a horse fan out there, you might know what that is. Now I'm not sure if that's I guess that's the horse and not the jockey, right? And oh, actually we can peek in here, so you see that like the massive work they are doing here. Okay, all right, there's not much more we can discover today. There is another thing like here. Maybe first Kentucky Derby winner 1875. Wow, so I guess that place has a long tradition actually. And we maybe can walk around here, but I guess there is not really much more to discover. No, not really. I'll try to find another angle. Okay, so I changed the location and I drove around that thing, and wow, that place is pretty massive. I have to say it's quite impressive. Of course, I know it's a horse race, so the course is pretty long and therefore everything is big, but you really kind of have to see that in real life just to get an idea how big that place actually is. As I said, there is a lot of construction done, so but just here, wow, can't imagine these people in their fancy outfits going somewhere here, and it's pretty impressive. Looks pretty good, to be honest. Wow. And so I have the feeling I need to go here one day to a horse race, although I have no clue about horse racing, but I just can imagine the atmosphere here must be awesome. and unfortunately everything is like fenced off. So yeah, but just, I'm not sure if that gives you an idea, but it is massive. All the way back there, you see where that reddish thing is? That's another like a grandstand, and that is, well, I'd say at least a mile away. So it's massive, that place. Wow, I'm stunned. So I found another angle, and I have to say it's getting bigger and bigger. And I live in Ann Arbor, and the big house, our stadium, is pretty big, but honestly, in comparison to this thing here, it's tiny. Not this thing, I talk about the big house still in Ann Arbor. So unfortunately I cannot give you a better look here, but what's interesting here, I'm pretty sure that's the Staples where they have the horses, and parking is massive here as well. I have to say, the more I walk around here and see the sheer size of that, I'm absolutely impressed. So here there's like a sand, how would you call it, a runway? I know that's maybe more for airplanes. I don't know how you call it, but I'm pretty sure horses go up and down here, most likely either before and of course maybe after a race. And you see here behind that fence, it's kind of, I cannot reach. It's all Staples where everywhere, and then just see that parking lot, and that goes almost all around the whole place here, and it's unbelievable big and extremely impressive. And I have the biggest parking lot in my life for my tiny little car here. Wow. So yeah, unfortunately I cannot make a video when the horses are racing or when there is any action here, but just to show you the sheer size of that, it's maybe the biggest sports venue I have ever seen, to be honest. It's big. Alrighty, so I'm leaving that place now, and I'm not sure. I have to check later if that's a good video part or not, but I'm just driving around that place here, which maybe gives you just a little impression of that place, or just the sheer size. So I can drive around like half of that. The other half, I'm not sure if you can drive around, but actually if you just multiply that, then you kind of know how big that place is. And as I mentioned before, it's pretty impressive. And it's big, and I need to Google how long the raceway is, but I'm pretty sure it's, I don't know, 1.5 miles, 2 miles. It's big, looks nice, and as I said, I've seen it on TV with the people with their fancy clothes and the ladies with the big hats and the dresses, and it looks like if we have a high society here in America, as if every member of the US high society comes here to see that race. So yeah, and here we are back where I entered the parking lot. That's where the museum is, and maybe we can also, yeah, that works, we can drive by here. Now that's not a good view, I excuse that, but that's now the side view actually of that place, and so that gives you a pretty good impression how large that is. And of course you don't see that much here, but you just see I'm still driving here, and it's still the racetrack. Still the racetrack. We just see that wall, unfortunately, and we still have the racetrack, so it's not ending here. And now there comes a traffic light, and when I would turn right now, we could actually kind of circle around here. I have to see. I actually can. Oh, I can turn right here. So I'm not sure if we can drive around, but that is the other side. And yeah, I guess that kind of brings us around. And what's interesting, you see here, there are like these horse trailers, but then you see here, that's just an ordinary, let's say, housing area. And then we are still driving around here. That's the side which I've showed you where the staples are, at least I guess. So, and we are still driving around, and I am pretty sure the next, so that's the entrance, I guess, for the staples. And if I would turn around here, then we would come back to where we started.